What's up, YouTube? For today's video, with a full Pikipek evolution team. Super Bowser, this one is for you. So I'll be using Pikipek, Trumbeak, and Toucannon. And as the saying goes, two can play at that game. Now, these Pokemon haven't been in the game since what? They were out of Gen 8, so it's going to be pretty fun to see what has changed about them. This was a pretty difficult team to use because they had a very wide variety of weaknesses, but I got you some solid content, and I hope you enjoy. First battle here, we got these ones are all on the Poke Portal, and we got a Meowscarlet to lead. And of course, if anyone can see any trainer names, if you'd like to translate them, let me know in the comment section of the video. And if you want to support the channel, people, drop a like and let's get into it. So we got this Meowscarlet using knockoff on my Pikipek. This is going to be a Focus Sash Tailwind Endeavor set. I've got Tailwind Endeavor, Acrobatics, and Sword Dance. The item is going to be Pickup, and we've got Max Attack and Max Speed, Naive Nature. Now, funnily enough, this Meowscarlet used Charm instead of attacking me. I don't know what the play was there. Maybe they were expecting like a flying move and try to weaken my attack, but I actually managed to feint them. I best thought I could get an Endeavor on them. Anyway, that's the end of Meowscarlet. Then they're going to bring in Lycanroc. This was a huge, ginormous thumping counter for my team because that had a Cell Rock. So I'm thinking, like, how am I going to get around this? So that's the end of my Tailwind. Next Pokemon is Toucannon. This is a special Toucannon. So we've got Beak Blast, Boom Burst, and we've also got, the main strategy here is with the Throat Spray with Boom Burst. But I did actually run this as a mix set. So I managed to get a burn with Beak Blast because it's a 2-turn move. And we've also got Heat Wave and Hurricane. Sheer Force is the ability. And I've got Throat Spray as the item. So pretty pretty cool set there, making use of its special side. Now, I absolutely had to get that burn there. If I didn't get that burn, it was definitely over for sure. So this is my sweeping Trumbeak here. It is max speed and max attack with Choice Band. I just managed to get it in range of the burn KO, thank goodness, and Lycanroc is going to be fading. Now, this Trumbeak is a Keen Eye as the ability, max attack and max speed, Jolly Nature, Brave Bird, U-Turn, Gunk Shot, and Brick Break. Now, the next Pokemon I come in is going to be Oricorio Pom Pom, and man, this is a very good counter for my team too. What do you think of Toucannon as a Poke? Is there anyone out there? Is it anyone's very favorite Pokemon out of all of them? I'd really like to know if you like this Pokemon. Is there anyone out there? Is this one of these Pokemon that doesn't really, get a lot of, popularity, I guess, like that. So we got this Trumbeak here. It's my bulky set. It's a Screech, Roost, Drill Peck set, and Feather Dance. I managed to live one Revelation Dance, which is, all right, if it did have a Sash or something like that, and that's going to be in the Trumbeak. That one was a Max Health, Max Special Defensive set with Impish Nature, so it was a really tanky set. Now, the next one we got is Pikipek number 2. I had a couple of these Pikipeks with Sash and Endeavor because I really did need it because this was a very difficult team to use, right? And there were people like using just straight up sweat, right? So we got this Oricorio. This is actually pretty funny. It only just managed to live that with Endeavor, and then I had the Pickup activate. So I picked up the Citrus Berry, which is pretty funny. I'm not obviously going to live the next attack. I just thought it was pretty cool that Pickup ability got to work. It was quite good with the Focus Sash because I would consume the Focus Sash and I wouldn't have an item. And if the opponent used a berry, like Pickup would activate. One day I'm going to do a Pickup ability team. It's going to be crazy. Next Pokemon is going to be Toucannon. Toucannon, this is my Skill Link set. I nearly said this is my Skill Issue set. And this one is going to be King's Rock as the item, Skill Link. So all those multi-attacking moves like Bullet Seed, Rock Blast, Fury Attack, the ginormous Fury Attack, are going to be hitting 5 times. Now, the other move I had on there was Flame Charge because the issue I had with this team, right, is it was very slow. And even my best Pokemon like Toucannon could still be outsped, which made it very difficult to win battles with, or even just do remotely well in them, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, we've got a couple of boosts there on Flame Charge, which is really cool. So that's the end of Oricorio. So I got around 2 good counters there. Things are starting to look up here. Next Pokemon's going to be Primarina. Now, Primarina is going to get hit by a Terra Grass Bullet Seed. That's what the Terra is here. I liked it because it resisted Electric. I thought that was a good. I know it doesn't resist ice, but once again, it was very, very difficult with flying type. So I felt it was good with Bullet Seed because Bullet Seed was 100% accurate too, and I could get that Terra Grass. So that's the end of Primarina. Really good. Next Pokemon I got is going to be Corviknight, and this is a very, very good counter to my entire team, especially when I only had. I mean, Toucannon had Heat Wave, my other one, but that was fainted. But even then, it was such a good counter, right? And these Pokemon lacked a lot of fire moves, and Flame Charge did donkeys and things like that too. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get some flinches here. My opponent is going to be going for a Terra Fighting. So obviously it's like that body press iron defense set that, everyone in their lifetime has used already. But the only good thing about that, it's going to allow me to go for a neutral Bullet Seed. So I'm really hoping here with all the rocks, I could get a flinch through King's Rock. And I got one. I was like, yes, this is very, very good. So now I'm going for a Bullet Seed here. With the Bullet Seed hitting 5 times, I'm looking at the damage and I'm like, okay, well, if I could get a flinch here on this one and the next one and that one, I could have fainted, but unfortunately, it's going to get through that and body press my Toucannon out of here. So it was close, but it wasn't enough damage there, and Iron Defense really, really countered me. And all we got left is Trumbeak with Choice Band. I'm like, I might be able to take this out, and I've dropped the Corviknight with the Brave Bird. Unfortunately, it had Rocky Helmet, and with that recall, I think I might have lived that, but definitely not with Rocky Helmet, and that is the end of the battle. That was a very, very, that was a full-on counter team there, you have to admit. The last Pokemon wasn't, I think it was Venusaur, so I had no worries about that, but of course, I never sent it in, because I knew it was going to be, being heavily countered. So, anyway, let's get on to battle number 2 here. Today, I've got 6 battles, too, so I'm hoping you're enjoying these longer videos. Give me some feedback on that if you like. So we got a interesting leader. We got a Shift Gear. I was thinking they might go for Shed Tail, but they set up the Shift Gear instead. So I started with Toucannon and went for the Boom Burst to try and get my Throat Spray to activate as well. And I got that, and I did really, really good damage. Now, I'm thinking I'm probably going to get hit by a physical move, so I'll go for Beak Blast, and that'll burn the opposing Pokemon. So Psycho is going to hit me with a Dragon Claw, and that was pretty good damage there, but the burn definitely made a fat difference, that's for sure. Now, I'm thinking here, I'll just go for Beak Blast and feint it, but Beak Blast actually missed. Now, if you don't know what Beak Blast actually is, it's a pretty cool move. It's a signature move. So it is a flying move, 100 base power. It's got a thumping base power. And what it does, right, it burns on contact. So basically, Toucannon heats its big old beak up. If you get hit by a contact move, it burns the opponent, and then you do your attack afterwards. So it's not like Turtonator's, for example, like Turtonator's signature move there, Shell Trap. It actually does something in terms of damage there, which is really cool, even if it's not like contact. Anyway, in comes Infernape here. I have to get rid of this. It's a very big counter. I'm sure they've got Mac Punch as well. So what I'm going to do is go for Endeavor, and at least Endeavor and Echoed Voice combinations there. So that's the end of Infernape with Echoed Voice. There was an Echoed Voice set on this one. It was a little bit different. I ran one Pikipek with Echoed Voice, Heat Wave and Air Slash, and the other one was like fully physical. So they both, I'll admit most of the time they both use Endeavor though, a lot of the time, because it was very difficult to get damage unless I got a lot of sword dances up with acrobatics, which virtually never happened. So we've got the next Pokemon coming, which is Pikachu. I know Pikachu's going to drop like a electric move like Thunderbolt against me. So Thunderbolt's going to get resisted. It still does a lot of damage there because they got a critical hit. So that was bad. Now I'm going to go for the Flame Charge here. Flame Charge does a good amount of Pikachu's health. It's not exactly what you call a bulky Pokemon. And it's also going to follow up with a Quick Attack as well. But I know I can live Quick Attack, so that's fine. So that is going to be the end of the Pikachu. Now, I've got a joke for you all today. Since we're talking about bird Pokemon here, I got a real one for you. Anyway, they brought their Cyclers in. They're swapping it out to get the Regenerator boost. So in comes Charizard. I'm going to go for a Fury Attack, but I missed. The only thing about Fury Attack, it's absolutely terrible for accuracy. And to be honest, its base power really isn't that great either. But I thought it'd be fun to use it. So Charizard going to feint to that Rock Blast. Next Pokemon is going to be Cyclizar. They've got a fat amount of health back. I'm going to go for Fury Attack here. And thank goodness it does not miss. Now, interestingly enough here, the opponent actually went for a Shed Tail. But Shed Tail's going to fail because there's not enough health left to make the substitute. So that was really, really good they didn't get that passed off onto another Pokemon. So at the moment, I'm really, really in control of this battle. Like, things are going absolutely swimmingly. Next Pokemon's going to be Lucario. Lucario's got a lot of priority moves. It's going to go for a Bullet Punch. I narrowly lived on 2 health and managed to get a Bullet Seed off here. Now, I know that I'm going to faint the next turn, but I got some damage on Lucario, which is good, because this team, as I mentioned before, really did struggle with Steel-type Pokemon. Really, one of the best Pokemon I had to get rid of Steel-type moves that was reasonably reliable is Trumbeak, because Trumbeak had, if you don't know Trumbeak's stats, right, not many people I don't think have used Trumbeak. Trumbeak has 75 base in speed, and then when it evolves to Toucannon, it goes down to 60 base, so that's why I made it a speedy choice of Vander. So, of course, there's another Steel Pokemon. It's Metagross. Now, this is very, very bad because I've expended a lot of my ways to get, even hit these Pokemon at the moment. So, Metagross is going to go for a little Timmy Terra Psychic. Unfortunately, Brick Break is going to do nothing there. I was locked into Choice Band anyway. I didn't really want to swap into my other Toucannon, and it's going to go for Psychic Fangs. That is going to drop me in one shot. So, that's the end of Trumbeak. So, I've got Toucannon left, and I've got one more Pikipek. So I was going to go for Beak Blast, but I thought Beak Blast versus the damage that I do with Boom Burst, because this one was a max special attack, max speed set. It had nothing in attack. And I got Boom Burst damage here, and I was like, okay, I might be able to do this. So I outsped the Metagross for starters, which was good. I got the Sword Dance up. I thought I might be able to go for an Acrobatics, and then the Metagross used Trailblaze. So that not only has given it an increase in speed, it sort of messed up my strategy there, outspeeding me, and I wouldn't have had full base power anyway. So Metagross definitely highly counters my team, and he Steel type does. And yeah, that's the end of that battle. So I was a bit bummed after that one. I was like, I thought I had that win, but it was still a good battle. I really enjoyed it. Next battle here, this one is against Tristan. And we have we got a Kyurem lead here. So we got this big old Kyurem. Now, Kyurem is going to go for Ice Beam. I have to get rid of this Pokemon. This opponent had all legendaries too, so they were spamming those legendaries hard against my Pikipek team. So I thought, okay, let's set the Tailwind up. That's going to support my team, at least for a couple of turns, and I can get a solid Endeavor off it, which is really, really good. And then I can bring pretty much anything, even in my another Pikipek in, and finish off old Kyurem, So that's the end of Pikipek. Let's go into Toucannon and get a free Boom Burst and Throat Spray here. That's going to be very, very important to get that. The good thing about Boom Burst, it was fairly powerful. Now, this Toucannon, if I didn't mention, the special one was Terra Fire. And I felt that was pretty good to getting around ice moves, boosting up Heat Wave, things like that. So in comes Ho-Oh. That Ho owes me money, and we're going to go for that Boom Burst there. And now Ho-Oh's going to have Thunderbolts. So that's some good damage. It doesn't take me out, though, which is good. So I managed to get 2 Boom Bursts off. Unfortunately, Ho-Oh's natural bulk allows it to live 2 of them. But I've put it on a sizable amount of health here. So the next Pokemon I'm going to bring in is going to be Trumbeak. I thought I'd try and bait them into attacking again instead of swapping, and I outspared and finished them off with a nice juicy U-turn. That was a bit cocky by me there. I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have just braved there. Anyway, I didn't want to leave it into U-turn, Next Pokemon's going to be Rayquaza. The legendaries just keep coming here. I was like, all right, well, I have to go for Endeavor turn 1. Rayquaza uses extreme speed, and that's going to put me down to 1 health. On these baby Pokemon with Endeavor, I always tried to get the lowest stats or lowest IVs in health and defense as I possibly could, and special defense. That way they work really, really well. So that's the end of that. We're going to go into Toucannon now. It's like, all right, well, this is the physical one. I know they're probably going to go for, maybe they'll go for Extreme Speed, maybe they'll go for Dragon Claw. They ended up going for Extreme Speed, and I got a free Flame Charge boost, allowing Toucannon to should be able to outspeed the other Pokemon, right? Next Pokemon's going to be your boy Mewtwo, malnourished Mewtwo, and I'm going to go for I've got Fury Attack or I've got Bullet Set. I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to Terra here because I can't risk Fury Attack missing, and yeah, that's my main thing, right? I got to get these flinches too. Now, I've got a joke for you. I've been holding back on this one. It's a good one, though. Now, there was a bird, right? And there was 2 birds, and the other, this bird, right, was talking to his mate. He's like, bro, how did you break into that house? And the other bird whispered into his ear, with my secret weapon, a crowbar. Get it? A crowbar. You know the bird crow and you know the crowbar? Okay, there you go. There's your bird joke for today. I might tell another one if I can think of one, but I think that one was absolutely incredible. Tell me what you think about that joke out of 10, you know? Was it 10 out of 10? Anyway, so Mewtwo goes down to a couple of scumbag flinches there, and in comes Giratina. Now, this is a very, very good counter to this set right here. The only thing is, I could work around it a little bit because they were using Shadow 4. So I did a swap out there at the cost of my speed boost and went into Trumbeak. Now, Trumbeak could not do anything whatsoever. All I could really do was go for Screech, and thank goodness Screech didn't miss. So that's going to help me out in terms of damage against Giratina. The Giratina's going to go for a couple of Dragon Pulses there. Since I've got max health and max special defense with Everlight, I'm able to tank that really, really nicely. So that's going to be in a Trumbeak, but a solid performance. I bet you most people haven't even used a Trumbeak before. Next Pokemon's going to be Trumbeak number 2. I got that Choice Band. I got that Brave Bird. We're going to go for it, and Giratina is down. So that's excellent. So we've only got one more Pokemon left. I'm like, all right, this time I'm going to get the win, right? And the last Pokemon was Arceus Poison? Poison? I think it was Arceus Poison. It's either Poison or Psychic. I was one of the two. No, it's not Psychic because Psychic's red. That's Arceus Poison. I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong about the Arceus type, just let me know. We got a little teeny Terra Normal Arceus. I was like, oh, here we go. So they're going to go and press the A button with their forehead, and that's going to be the end of Trumbeak. So this is obviously very, very powerful. My last Pokemon is Toucannon. I was like, yeah, I really, really needed that speed advantage so I could get the Flinches. So, unfortunately, I lost on the last Pokemon again. I'm like, I've got to get a win soon, people. So, it's still a good battle, though. I still enjoyed myself. Let's get on to battle number 4. This one is against Molotov Hunter, and we've got a pretty interesting team here. So, we've got a Weavile. So we've got that shiny pink Weavile. It's called Surprise. I'm like, ooh, I'm intrigued. What is this going to be? So it's a special Weavile, only on Pinwise channel, and we're going to go for that Tailwind there. I'm scared. I'm going to get taken out by a Powder Snow. So I've got that Sword Dance up. I've got Tailwind, Sword Dance, Route Speeding. It's juicy, and now the Weavile's going to go for a Metronome. I'm like, what's it going to use? And then it used Snipe Shot. I'm like, oh, that put me down to 1 health. So that's very, very bad. You know, that would have taken out Pikipek's entire family tree. We're going to go for that Acrobatics, and that is going to one-shot the Weavile, which is good. I got that Sword Dance up. Next Pokemon's now, I got to say, this is a special cleaver, but man, I versed so many people, and it was kind of like, the first Pokemon they'd always send out was Cleaver, because they just wanted like an easy win and set Stealth Rocks up. Like, so many battles had that. I want to count like, you know, maybe 20 to 30 battles, right? And they already had like a bunch of other counters too, but like straight away, I'll get my Stealth Rocks up. You know, I had that happen so many times. A lot of those battles I just dipped on because they were like super boring teams. Anyway, so that's going to be the end of the Cleaver. It was like this crazy special set. And the next one we got is Iron Jugulis. It's a physical set. It's using Fly in the Sky. So, you know, as I say, people, birds of a feather flock together. So that's the end of Trumbeak. I got wrecked there. Next Pokemon's going to be Pikipek. Now, Pikipek need to get that... It needs to get that Endeavor happening. So it's got knockoff as well. It's got all these physical moves. I decided to go for Echoed Voice here. I don't know why I did that. I'm not sure why I didn't go Endeavor. Anyway, that's the end of the light screen, and I fainted to a 5. I think I could have misclicked. I want to say I misclicked there. I definitely want to say I misclicked. Anyway, so it's got Zen Headbutt as well. It's a flinchy move. Now, this Trumbeak is kind of thick, and it's got the Screech. So I was hoping to get like a couple of Screeches up, go for Roost, and then go for Drill Peck on this Iron Jugulis. So Iron Jugulis can't do heaps of damage to me. However, now it's got rid of my Everlight, it's now going to start to do lots of damage. So I thought about going Roost that turn, but I was like, nah, I'll just go for Drill Peck, and I'm really glad that I did. Unfortunately, this has a Rocky Helmet as the item, and yeah, that's the end of Trumbeak. So things are looking desperate here. I've only taken out 2 Pokemon. So into Toucannon, here comes another Fly in the Sky, and on this turn, I went for a Flame Charge, because I'm trying to get some speed here, because I just can't outspeed anything with this team. I opted to, you know what I was thinking too? I thought about going for a Choice Scarf set, but yeah, with Skill Link, it didn't really, it just didn't really benefit it so much. I felt like having a Troll item, like even Choice Band would have been better. So I didn't really have like super speedy Pokemon. So I relied on Tailwind and a lot of like gimmick strategies to get around that. So Iron Jugulis is down. In comes Inchworm, and that was a pretty good amount of damage to Inchworm considering how bulky it is. And I got a Flinch with 1 attack. I was so lucky. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go for Bullet Seed here. What I'm going to try and do is get as much damage on this thing as possible because I can't hit it for anything. It's a Hyper Beam or Swarm. Only on Midnight Shadow people will you see a Swarm unloading a Hyper Beam like that out of that beautiful mouth. Here it comes. Oh, damn, that Hyper Beam was thicker than the worm. So that's going to be the end of the Toucannon. You know the saying too, the early bird gets the worm, you know, or the worm inside of the apple. So I'm swapping in this Toucannon. I'm going for Boom Burst, hoping for a Sympathy KO, but it never happened. So Orthor managed to live that one. Good thing that worm was on recharge because I managed to get another Boom Burst off, which is very, very good. So we've got 2 more Pokemon left. I'm going to try and beat these 2. Now, the next Pokemon, unfortunately, is Baskin. I was like, man, I can't use Boom Burst. So I went for a Scumbag Hurricane and hoped for a Confusion. I got great damage, and then Basculegion has done Confused, right? I'm like, what is going on? What is this set? So Toucannon is confused, and now that Basculegion swaps out, I was like, oh, okay. And in comes Miraidon. I'm like, oh my goodness, what is this? It's going to be some sort of troll set, like 100%, right? So Toucannon's confused at the moment. It's very, very confused. It's about to be taken out by a by a Thunder Shock. I missed my attack, which is Hurricane, by the way. I went for Boom Burst. No, I went for Hurricane. I missed it. And then we had a Terra Fire on my Toucannon. I wouldn't have gone for Hurricane, surely. I'm trying to think what I went. Oh, I went for Heat Wave. I went for Heat Wave. That's what I did. So anyway, the Miraidon had Taunt. So it was a taunt set. I'm like, well, I wonder what this actually is. So it taunted me. I went for a Boom Burst anyway. Boom Burst has unloaded a crit on Miraidon. It was a Toxic Orb taunt. I want to know what that Miraidon set was, real talk. So anyway, in comes Basculegion. It's only got like a Mickey Whisker of health left, and I can just go for any attacking move to take this thing out. So I decided just to go for, like, I think I went for Heat Wave, right? So we got Terra Normal Basculegion. I wonder what this is going to be. So I heated up my beak here to take it out with a burn, and you wouldn't read about it. It had flare. I was like, wow, that was really, really good because it just put it on the right amount of health, if you remember the attack from before. I even got a Salty Burn as well. So that's going to be the end of the battle. I lost to the very last Pokemon again. Are you seeing a trend here, people? Are you seeing a trend? Like, this was one frustrating team. Anyway, that was an awesome battle. Thank you, Molotov. Really cool team. Let's get on to battle number 5, Staying Alive. This is a random battle on the Pokeball. This one is against Sally. So we got a Ogerpon Wellspring lead. Now, this is going to spam its signature move here, obviously, and I've got Endeavor, so I knew that would be a good play to go for Endeavor turn 1 or go for Tailwind. I was tossing up and thinking maybe I should go for that. I was like, nah, let's get Tailwind up. So I got the speed up, so that would help out the rest of my team, for a little bit. The only weakness in doing that is I'd use up that Tailwind turn, and then I use up the next turn with Endeavor. So truly, I really only had 2 turns after that, to make use of that breezy arena. So we're going to go for Echoed Voice, a little bit of disrespect, and we're going to see if we can power that one up. Now, if I could go for Endeavor after this, it'd be good, but they had a Ceruledge. I'm like, that's actually a very big counter to my team. I can't do much. So I went into Trumbeak. They're going to go for Bitter Blade, and I'm taking that reasonably. It's still kind of nasty damage, but I'm still taking it pretty well. So I could go for Roost here, why they go for Bitter Blade. I was like, or I could go for Feather Dance. Like, one of those 2 moves could work. So I decided to go for the Feather Dance. I'm a very good dancer, what I do is to do a Feather Dance in real life, let me tell you how to do it, right? What you do is you get one of those pillows that's got like a lot of feathers in there, you attach it to the roof, you cut like a little hole in it or something, but you tie it into the rope to it. Then you pull the rope, then the hole opens and the feathers fall over you, and then you do a dance underneath it. That's how you do a Feather Dance in real life. Anyway, back to the battle. We got a Bitter Blade, Ceruledge here, and since I got this Trumbeak stalling it out a little bit, I'm hoping to get some good damage here. I'm hopeful to get it. So they can't use anything like Shadow Sneak, right? Next Pokemon to come in is going to be Walking Wake. Look at this. This is absolute massacre. I've popped a Brave Bird, and it's taken it out in one shot. An incredible thumping, thropping amount of damage there. That's going to be the end of that, and I also fainted myself with a with the recall damage, it was crazy. So we're going to go into Toucannon now, because 2 can play at that game, and we got Feel Feeler. What? I have no idea what that means. Anyway, so we got that throat spray. Sylveon kind of thick here, and Sylveon went for a Giga Impact Moonblast combination on Toucannon. I don't know why they went for Giga Impact on the second turn. I was very confused. They got a lucky special attack drop there too. Maybe that was like a mix set, but then they withdrew it after that. So I'm not sure why they did Giga Impact there. Our next Pokemon's Fezandipity. I'm in a very powerful position here because I can take all of these Pokemon out. Fezandipity is going to go for a Moonblast and take out my Toucannon. So like, all right, I've got Pikipek. I can put that on 1 health with Endeavor, and then I'll clean up with my Toucannon, because Toucannon can take out Sylveon, it can take out Ceruledge. It's good, right? It's perfect. So I went for Endeavor, they went for Roost, which sort of crippled my plans a little bit, and I don't know how that Moonblast didn't put me on 1 health. I have no idea. Anyway, so Pikipek is going to faint, which is fine, and now we can go into Toucannon. I can go for Flame Charge and try and get rid of this thing. They're going to go for Moonblast. Moonblast does a reasonable amount of damage there. And a really bad thing happened. They got a Toxic Chain boost, which really, really sucks because now I'm on borrowed time, right? I have to be able to win this in an X amount of time. Otherwise, Toucannon is going to faint. So Fezandipity's gone. We've got a Sylveon and we've got a Ceruledge left. So I'm good about those ones. So the next Pokemon they brought in here, we got Iron Leaves. I went for a Fury Attack. Now, the bad thing about this is I'm going to need some juicy flinches. So I got a good amount there. They popped the Sacred Sword. Sacred Sword doesn't faint me. And the bad thing here is I'm poisoned, right? So I'm going to faint to the poison this turn. I would have won this battle if I didn't get poisoned by Toxic Chain. It's so frustrating. Like, I've been so close. Like, what's that, the 5th battle in a row? Can I redeem myself? Can I get a fat W? Can all these W's merge, like all these L's merge into a fat W? Can it happen? All right, last battle of today's video. Find out if I'm going to get a win with this team or not. I know you're on the edge of your seat right now. If you're enjoying yourself so far, make sure you leave a like or save your fattest like if I can get this W. So we're going to Gengar lead here. It's going to go for Toxic Spikes, which I found a very curious play considering, you know, I've got all flying Pokemon. Maybe they were doing that because they expected me to tear it into something differently. Or maybe this was like some sort of special Gengar set. So Gengar, interesting enough, is going to go for Hypnosis. So it's got Hypnosis and it's got Toxic Spike. So I'm thinking about my my typing being normal and flying. So you'd have to assume they've got Shadow Ball, but they will not be able to use Shadow Ball at all. So they maybe they've got some other troll move that I'm not sure about. Maybe it's a stalling set. So in comes the giant Salt Pillar. It's going to go for Soul Cure, which unfortunately Soul Cure 100% counters my Endeavor strategies here. It's terrible because I can't really do a lot unless I've got Pikipek in there right away. But the problem is Pikipek would always go first, so you would outspeed the Garganacl, right? And then it would die to Soul Cure. So it was a very, very massive counter. So I brought in my Toucannon. I really only had one option here to go for the Bullet Seed. And Bullet Seed was doing good damage here. And, you know, with that skill link and managed it like a bunch of times. And I felt like they were running more special defensive on that set, like for sure, right? So that's going to be the end of that. Next Pokemon we've got is the Tyranitar with Sandstream. I know one Pokemon that can take this out. It's going to be my my Trumbeak with a Brick Break, right? So I went to Pikipek here. I knew that I really didn't have a lot of options, so I just swapped it in there and sacked it off. And then I got free sack. My little bird got free. It was frozen solid. It was letting it go, and then it got hit by the sand. So that's fine. I couldn't make much use out of the Pikipeks at all. And I feel like it's interesting for you to see a battle where they didn't actually work all the time. Next Pokemon's Trumbeak. We're going to finish off that Tyranitar in one easy shot. I bet you they never expected that. That Choice Band coming in clutch. A little bit of Sandstorm damage here. Now, the next Pokemon to come in is going to be Carbink. Now, this Carbink was actually level 1. It was a level 1 Carbink, and it was a sturdy Endeavor strategy too with Sandstorm. So props to them. I knew they were going to do that sort of thing because I've done that sort of, like, these are like my strategies, you know. These are my strategies I cornerstone and carved into history, you know. That's going to be the end of the Trumbeak. So I'm going to bring in Toucannon. Toucannon's got Skill Link. We can get around the Carbink with its sturdy ability. Otherwise, we'll keep using Endeavor and Shell Bell combination. Now, this was a mega counter. We had this Corviknight, And if you remember earlier on in this battle, there was another Corviknight too. This is virtually the same situation as last time. I couldn't swap Toucannon out. I mean, I've got a Heat Wave set, but I didn't want it to cause any damage at all. So I went into Trumbeak, and I was like, if Trumbeak can just, you know, faint here, that's pretty much all it can do, and stall out the rest of the Sandstorm. Then I'll swap in my Toucannon and go for like Terrifire Heat Wave. That's really all I can do to this thing because it counters me so hard. This Trumbeak was absolutely unavoidably countered, right? Because I had Screech, so Mirror Armor countered that. I had Feather Dance countered as well. I had Drill Peck, which did donkeys, which Leftovers countered, and then I had Roost as well, so I couldn't do anything at all. So pretty much they could see that I was completely countered. They set up 3 Iron Defenses. I'm like, okay, if I don't take this out with my next Toucannon, that's game, right? It's going to be like the other game before where I lost. So they're going to finish me off with a Disrespect Steel Wing. That was very cruel, and that's the end of Trumbeak. So the sand is now gone. We're going to go into Toucannon, and I'm going to hope for a fat amount of damage here. So I've got Modest Nature, I've got Terrifier, and, you know, Corviknight, hopefully it's invested everything into, like, it's got max defense or something like that, max health and max defense. Hopefully it's not, you know, especially defensive, right? So I'm going to go for a Heat Wave here. I knew this would surprise them at least, and Heat Wave has taken it out. Thank goodness. That was really, really good. So I was done if I didn't have that. Next Pokemon's Gengar. I smell a ray, you know, I smell a Hypnosis coming. So I swapped it in Toucannon. Hypnosis is going to miss, thank goodness. Hypnosis is a bit of a problem here. So I'm going to go for Flame Charge, and I'm going to go first step. Now, it turned out this was a bulky Gengar. It had Curse Body, of course, and it had the Leftovers. So, Gengar used Hypnosis again. Like, they used it twice. I must have accidentally cut that out. Come on, Game Freak. Put Versus Recorder in the game already. Anyway, so I went for Rock Blast there. That's going to be enough to take out the Gengar. Now we've got Carbink, and now I've got Bullet Seed to get around that, so Sturdy's going to activate on the first one, and they will not be able to get their Endeavor strategy with Shell Bell off, so completely countered. The last Pokemon was also a Fear combination too. It was a Phantump level 1, and I want to say, because I did a Tristan Trevenant sweep before level 1. I want to say they did like a Leech Seed Focus Ash combination there or something along those lines. But I finally got the win in the end. If that doesn't deserve a like, I don't know what does. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. It was so much fun doing this team. It was difficult though. Hope you enjoyed it, people. Peace out.